Hey everyone, and welcome to News to Astonish, where we talk about comic book related media. So if you haven't noticed, I haven't uploaded a video in 2 days. Well, that's because some extenuating circumstances, if you will call it that, have arisen. But anyways, on with the review. This is a review on Civil War II issue number 4. So in the last issue, I reviewed Civil War II issue number 3, and some pretty serious shit went down. If you haven't checked out that review, I'll leave an annotation later on in this video. But like I said, serious shit went down, like Clint Barton killing Bruce Banner with a custom arrow designed to kill the Hulk, Tony Stark being even more furious with Carol Danvers, Clint going on trial, and the verdict was reached at the end of the issue, but only to remain to be seen in the next issue. This issue opens up with Carol arriving at the headquarters of the Ultimates. She personally wants to see Jennifer Walter, aka She-Hulk, and tell her what the verdict was. If you don't know by now, Jennifer Walters and Bruce Banner are cousins. Turns out that Clint Barton is a free man and has been acquitted of all charges. People from around the world, including superheroes, are noticing these news, and there are a lot of mixed feelings about this. Some people feel that it was justified to kill Bruce Banner, and some feel that it was the wrong thing to do. Meanwhile, Tony's having an inner struggle with himself. Still certain that the future isn't written. He can't see the future that hasn't happened yet. It's a construct, it's a concept, and that it might even be an organism that lives and breathes around us. But he does bring up an interesting theory. He theorized that if Ulysses is affecting the visions, then the visions might be affecting him too. Putting it in layman's terms, Tony shows the kid's brain and explains how he can absorb all data and energies cascading over the entire world. Data from the energy fields that we don't know are even out there. So everything in this world puts out energy, including everyone. He takes it in and he spouts it back at us in the form of visions. A theoretical vision of the future, if you will. He's basically creating an algorithm of a possible future. So with all that in mind, Tony has stated that Ulysses is profiling our future. Carol was betting on it as if it were the Bible. She's betting on it to be absolute, but it's not, because no one involved in these visions is being given a choice. What would you do if you had visions of the future and say that you had a vision of someone committing a crime? Doesn't matter what it is. It could be murder, theft, fraud, any of those. Would you stop and detain the person before it happens? Or would you give them a choice to make the right call before it's too late? To me, everyone deserves a chance if they haven't committed the crime they were going to commit in the future. You can't hold someone accountable for devious actions or crimes they haven't committed yet. That's exactly what's happening here. Captain Marvel is detaining someone here for crimes that hasn't been committed yet. So where do they go from here? Where will it stop? As Ulysses' powers grow, will they get more accurate or less? Tony was discussing this with some of the Avengers, including Carol Danvers and Henry McCoy. Henry McCoy looked over Tony's findings and concluded that it's not wrong. So this whole conflicting ordeal becomes more complicated. Even Tony asked, what would the probability percentage need to be for you to act on these future visions? So moving on the issue here, we find Carol interrogating some banker and she really has no clue what she's doing here. Carol has reason to believe that she has a connection with Hydra, but it's hopeless from there. There's no evidence connecting her with Hydra, and they really can't hold her any longer. Nightcrawler from the X-Men rescues the woman that was detained and teleports her out of there. This leads to a standoff outside with Captain Marvel's team versus Iron Man's team. These last few panels are my favorite panels. The artwork here is just stunning to look at. Just wanted to put that out there. The issue concludes with a face-off to be continued in the next issue. I will have a review up for issue number 5 and 6 soon after the release, which is September 21st. I definitely can't wait for that. This fight is going to be epic. Real exciting stuff. I'm going to give this issue 5 stars. Once again, the topic and these inner conflicts within these characters really lure you into the story. They're facing a controversial deal here, and they can't seem to find a resolve. We'll just have to see where it goes from here. Everyone, thank you so much for watching. Here's an annotation on the right for my last episode. If you haven't seen it, click here to see it now. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Also subscribe for more comic book related media, and I'll see you in the next comic panel.